Bloons tower defense, you really only have one goal, and that's to pop balloons. Now, there's 25 different towers that have different things that they're good at. Some make money, some buff other towers, and some pop balloons. But what is the strongest tower? I've been making content on this game for many years, and I've never done a video where we actually find out what is the strongest tower. And with the release of new towers, new paragons, new updates, and patches to existing towers, I actually don't know what the strongest tower is, and today we're going to find out what that is. And we're looking for the tower that has the most possible potential. So I'm talking everything possible to make this tower as strong as it possibly can be. I'm talking buffs, max paragon level, upgrades, whatever it is. We want this tower to shine so we actually know once and for all what is the strongest tower in Bloons tower defense when the gloves come off. And today we're gonna find out just that. So when it comes down to finding the strongest tower in the game, I think it's pretty easy to narrow the search to a couple of towers. The first is just paragons. There's 10 paragons in the game, and pretty much every single level 100 paragon in the game is going to be better than pretty much any T5 tower. And so we can already make sure our search is going to be a little bit easier. So I think it really comes down to a couple of paragons. The three paragons that come to mind is Mega Massive Munitions Factory, we've got Goliath Doomship, and then we've also got the Wizard, Magnus Perfectus. But we also have a T5 that is also going to be in the running, which of course is the True Sun God Temple. Now by itself, the True Sun God Temple it's not great. It relies heavily on making sure that you have the right sacrifices to get the Ventral, and even then you can continuously buff it to make it more and more powerful. So this is also going to be in the running. So I think the first thing that we want to find out is what paragons actually deserve to be in the running. So let's do a test and find out which ones are going to be there. So first things first, I think we just go with the tower that we know is going to be an absolute GOAT, which is going to be Goliath Doomship. So let's go ahead and do Goliath Doomship. Now we want the towers to all be level 100 Paragon, because this is the strongest that the Paragon can become. All right, I think we can play this through pretty fast, because this is just like the preliminary starting phase. We're not doing anything super crazy. We're not trying to get the maximum amount of pops using our abilities and stuff. I think we're just going to go through and just get a general idea of how many pops a tower is going to get. First thing is we got the Goliath Doomship, which ended up getting 41 million pops. That is already kind of an insane number to beat. I mean, I have a feeling Goliath Doomship is going to be the strongest. I just have a feeling. I mean, it's almost $1 million. This is the GOAT. But of course, there's other towers for us to try. We're just gonna throw some stuff in the mix. And let's do it. Oh my gosh, that's so much damage already. That's crazy. All right. How much did this do? 34 million. So it was a little bit lower, but there's still potential. So there's a couple of things that we can do with this, so I think this should also stay in the running. We want to make sure that we're doing all the things as best as possible. Because that's what this ability is really what's going to get us all of the damage. That's the best thing that we're going to be able to do. But look, this is only at 30 million. This is not, oh, it's actually, oh wait, whoa, 40 million, almost 41. That got close. That actually got close. So I think that's also in the running. Oh man, that's actually kind of terrifying. We're gonna have to go ahead and make this a true Vengeful Sun God Temple. Okay, so you need 50,000 in primary, military, and magic, which we have. And then we go to Sun Temple. Then we do True Sun God Temple. And then you also add in support too. And then, very important, you need to make sure you have your other categories off on the side of Tech Terror and Legend of the Night. And then you can go ahead and get the True Sun God Temple, and then that will upgrade it into the Vengeful True Sun God Temple, which is going to be very important. It costs so much money. Look at that, it's almost $2 million. All right, so let's see what this guy has to offer, okay? Let's see, is this actually gonna be in the running? I have a feeling that this is not gonna do that well. It just feels a little bit outdated, honestly, right? There's not a ton that goes into it. It's so expensive, it's relatively clunky. I'm a little bit worried that right off the bat, it's not gonna do too good. But I still have hope for it. I still have hope for it. Okay, so it ends up getting, drum roll please. Oh gosh. 3.9 million. So the Goliath Doom ship did 10 times as much damage as this. That is diabolical. But this guy is not out because he has one key feature that the other towers do not have. Those are our 4 towers that are currently in the running. At base stats, nothing else. Right now, the Goliath Doom ship is in first place with like 41 million pops. Second place, we've got the Wizard with like 40 million pops, almost 41. Then we've got ourselves the beautiful Spike Factory, which is at 34. And then we have, in currently last place, the True Vengeful Sun God Temple with 3 million pops. 10 times behind every other tower in the game at the moment. So it definitely needs a miracle in order to get past number 1 on the finishing line. But now we are going to put these towers to the utmost test and make them as powerful as possible, making them as strong as they possibly can, giving them their final form and going up against the dummy boss. Let's do this. First things first, let's go and take a look at the reigning grand champion, okay? So, Goliath Doom ship. In order to do this properly, I'm going to need sure I drop the bombs perfectly. And then I also need to make sure we're level 100. And then, of course, we also need to get a carrier flagship. Because once you get the carrier flagship Navark of the Seas, you actually get a buff for the tower, which then makes it a little bit stronger. So you also want to have that. We also want to make sure that we have the Engineer Paragon, right? The Engineer Paragon is very important because the Engineer Paragon can actually buff this Paragon. So to the best of my knowledge, this is the strongest that you can make the Goliath Doom ship, which is by giving it the Monkey Buccaneer Paragon buff, as well as getting the Paragon Ultra Boost to place on top of it, is the strongest that you can make this Paragon, as well as having the Monkey Knowledge Point that gives it an additional bonus if you don't have any other of the T5s. So this is the strongest as I think we're going to be able to make this. So let's go ahead and make sure our bombing run is set up in a good spot. We're going to like set the bombing there, and let's do this. So immediately we want to use the Paragon, and then we'll use the bombing run. Okay, nice. Okay, we're going to reset the bombing run up to go this way. Oh, never mind. We're going to need the bombing run to be a little bit different. We'll have the bombing run be like that. That seems like the best spot. Okay, bombing run again. Make sure we use this. Okay, we need to make sure we're using the Ultra Boost as often as possible too. Let's see. Oh, we want another. Okay, and then put you down, and then let's put you right here. Okay, again, we want to make sure every single one of the bombs are landing, so we want to make sure that we're doing that very well. Okay, make sure we're ultra boosting it in. The more we ultra boost it, the better it's gonna be. And oh, okay, another bombing run. All right, ultra boosted again. Oh man, this is looking promising. All right, we're probably gonna want another bomb right there. Ooh, no. We want bomb to be right there. All right, that might not be the best spot for it, but I think that's pretty good, I would say. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get another bombing run in. I don't think we are. Oh, we will be able to. We will be able to. Right there. And boom. All right, there we go. The final pop count for the Goliath Doom ship. Max stats and everything. 62 million pops. Wow, that is a huge increase. It went from 41 million to 62 million. So adding in the 2 Paragon bonuses, as well as making sure I use the bombs efficiently, that was a really high number. This right here might just be the strongest tower in the game. Like, there might not be something that can beat this. It's very possible that as we like go through this is going to be like the most damage. I don't know if there's going to be anything that actually is going to be able to beat this, but we will certainly try. All right, next up is the Spike Factory Paragon. Let's see how this does. So we're only allowed 1 ability because it can only refresh. So I'm not going to refresh the abilities. 100, and as soon as we hit 100, and it's time to spawn. All right, there we go, and boop. All right, I want to use this. I also want to make sure that this is actually on automatic, And then we'll use this ability so I can just go. Look at how fast it like spawns them. That is insanity. That's really good. All right, and then we just constantly put more of these spikes down, right? Like, if you can put down more spikes, do it. Fantastic. Okay, I don't want to use the new spike ability just yet. I think once it gets to, like, right here. And explode. Nice. And then hopefully we'll be able to put, like, another spike down. I wonder how it's doing so far. Like, I wonder if it's going to be doing well. Do you think this can actually beat the Goliath Doomship? I know this tower has had some crazy power in the future, or in the past. So we'll see if this is actually able to pull it off. We can speed it up. All right. And this tower ended up getting 62 million is the thing to beat. 46 million. So it did pretty good, but without getting multiple abilities, it's only going to get that per round. So that's actually, this is out of the running. 62 million is still the one to beat. So this is number 2 at the moment. So we've got Goliath Doomship, and then Mega Massive is number 2. Wizard Paragon. I don't think the Wizard Paragon can get any additional buffs besides just getting overclocked. So I actually don't think that this is going to be able to do that much. I actually think this is going to do kind of poorly, if I'm being honest. It's definitely worth a shot to see what happens, but let's just see. I mean, basically, we're just using the Wizard Paragon, like, bonus on it. There's no reason to use the other ability, by the way. This is just for, like, AoE damage. We'll try both of them, and we'll just see what happens. Yo! Wait a minute, it got 62 million pops! Wait. This got 100,000 more than the other one. This got almost 100,000 more pops than the Goliath Doomship. The Wizard Paragon got more pops? Wait. No shot, it got more pops. That had to have been a fluke. That had to have been a fluke. Reset pops. Because it needs to do this and then boop, boop. Okay, and I think you want to make sure you use these two buffs like next to each other. I think that's like the play, right? Is you wait and then you use them together. Because I think that's actually like the play. So you use this and then you wait for this one to be up and then you use them together. I think that's the play. I think this is how you do like the most amount of damage with it. I felt pretty good about that one. 63 million pops. We have a new first place. I would have never guessed in a million years that the Wizard Paragon would have been able to do that. Not in a million years. If I'm being honest, I thought the Wizard Monkey was going to be last place. Last place. Just for the giggles. Just because I want to find out, like, let's just see what happens if we just use the other ability. What does the other ability look like when we spam that? Like, can I use both of them at the same time? Like, what if I just spam the abilities, like, on and off? Is it going to actually make a difference? Or is it going to be, like, dumb? I can't tell if this is just better or worse. Way worse. Way worse. That's what I expected. I thought that was going to be way worse. The current standings. Is Wizard Monkey is number 1, Goliath Doomship is 2, and Mega Massive Munitions Factory is 3. A turn of events that I personally did not see coming. I did not think that was going to be the case. But now it is time for the true Vengeful Sun God Temple. The true Vengeful Sun God Temple needs to get 63 million pops. It needs to get past 46 million pops to even be in the running of top 3 strongest towers. So let's do this. You can check, you see you have all 4 of them, and of course you want to make sure you have your others down or else you won't be able to get it. But now here's the thing with the true Vengeful Sun God Temple. Right? There's something interesting about this, is now we can go super range and epic range. But now we can apply buffs to this tower. This is the only Paragons you can't actually buff. This tower we can buff. And so we're going to be using a mod for this, which is the Golden Village. But this applies all vanilla buffs in the game. So if a buff can be applied to this tower, it will be. It definitely makes it a lot easier. And it makes it a lot more like streamlined. So basically, watch. So we put this down and it gives it the Sun God buff from like a true Sun God. And then you can get True Sun God. So this gives it the True Sun God buff. So if this is like if we had another support True Sun God next to this one, giving it an additional buff. And then we can also get targeted buffs, which is now going to add Perma Brew, and it gets Overclock. And then we also want to get support abilities. We actually don't need that, or actually we do. And then Vengeful True Sun God Village, and then Geraldo Goodness. So it applies Pickle Jar, Sharpening Stone, and Invisibility and stuff like that. There is Stacking Simulator, but that's like a cheating thing, so we're not going to do that. And then, of course, we can get another one of these, and then we're going to go ahead and we can go bottom path. We can get kind of buffs, and then this is Embrittlement Replica, so all balloons are affected by Brittlement and Super Brittlement for the next 60 seconds. That doesn't actually do anything. We're not going to use that, and then we can also get Monkey Boost Replica. So some of these buffs we're not going to use. Some of those are like not fair. Okay, we're going to make sure that it's fully ultra boosted. Okay, and then we want to go ahead and get Engineer, because we do want to get the Engineer buff as well. Holy cow, this is going to be insane. Master Builder, okay, and then obviously we want it to be level 100. I don't know if it being level 100 increases the strength of the Overclock, but I'm not taking any chances. So, this tower should now have every single buff possible. So it has the Oben buff, it doesn't have Mermonkey buffs actually. Oh, it does have the Mermonkey buffs. So we've got True Sun God, Mermonkey, Perma Brew, Acidic Mixture Dip, MIB, Jungle Drums, Village, Azili Totem, 10 Ultra Boost, 1 Ultra Boost, Jar of Pickles, Oben, and that. And I don't think there's any other bonuses that we can give to this, right? I don't think so. And plus all of these, we have all of these. So we're allowed to use Pat Fusties. Okay, we can use Brickles, even though I don't think Brickle actually applies, right? Yeah, because it's not a water tower. So we're not going to use Brickles. We're not going to use Ice Monkey. We're not going to use Grand Sabotage. We will use the Village. We will use Monkey Boost. We will use Overclock. We will use the Paragon. We will use the Heated Up, because the Heated Up gives it like an additional like attack speed bonus. Okay, friends. Will this tower be able to get to top 3? Top 2? Top 1? It has to get 10 times as many pops as it previously did. So we're going to have to really give it our all here. Let's see if the GOAT can do it. On your mark, get set, and go. Okay, so 1, 2, I have to do this. Overclock, Village, Pat Fusty. There are so many different abilities and stuff that I have to use along with this. Like, this is crazy. This is normal speed, by the way. Look how laggy it is. That is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, this is so laggy. Is there any buffs that I'm missing? I don't think so. I have no idea how many pops we're getting right now. We could be like doing amazing, or we could be doing like absolutely atrocious. I couldn't tell you. I tell you what though, this tower certainly wins in lag. We are getting so close to the end. It's been like, I think it's probably been like 2 or 3 minutes of just sitting right here. I might have been able to do this a little bit more efficiently. Like there might have been buttons I could have pressed a little bit better. But I think for the most part, I did a pretty good job. I think I'll be pretty satisfied. Unless it's off by like 100,000 pops or something. Okay. The big reveal, my friends. If it ends up getting like 10 million pops, I will cry. I will actually cry. What do we think the pop count is? Where is this going to land in the strongest tower? 3, 2, 1. 52 million! Yo! Yo! That's sick! It ended up getting 52 million pops. 52 million! Let's go! That was epic. That was so good. Okay, so this ends up being the number 3 strongest tower in the game. So, in terms of sheer popping power, that's it. Number 1, Magus Perfectus. Number 2, Goliath Doomship. And number 3, the true Vengeful Sun God Temple with every possible buff. That was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Was there a tower that I missed? Do you think a tower is stronger? Is there something I could have done a little bit differently? Did I leave anything out? Comment down below. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this list? I'm really shocked by this, actually. I did not think that Vengeful Sun God would be as high up as it did. I did not think Goliath Doomship would lose. That was crazy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.